Okay, again, all of these are going to be great for cards, and they're going to be great for all sorts of paper projects, all right? So the cake is a 3-tier cake, and what is included on the die, we're going to make one in just a second, is the guts to make the cake, and then the bride and the groom, but they're separate. You don't have to put them on top of the cake. And there's also a candle on the die in case you'd like to do it as birthday. And so with this one die, you've got all your cakeable occasions done now, from now forever, because it's a tool and it's not a consumable, and you're going to use it over and over and over again. Completely customize it. So shall we make a cake?
I think
all right, let's make a cake. Okay, and what's going to come out of that is going to be the centerpiece of the cake. You don't really actually see much of that, just the little top of it. When the cake is all put together, the only part of that centerpiece you're going to see is the very top. But that is what the cake is built on, so that's kind of inside the cake. And then you have your 3 tiers, and like I say, you're going to get a candle, which you might want. The cake is another one of those where you could make yourself a little 3-dimensional cake and not ever fold it flat for storage. And then you could use it as a placeholder for a bridal shower or something like that. So you'd have all these cute little cakes or birthday party favors sitting out on the table. You know, Judy sits here or whatever. But we're going to make it as one that folds flat. Let's go ahead and build this cake inside of a card. And remember, I told you, this is the centerpiece. And again, I always suggest that you find all of your creases first. So it's got a little crease at the bottom. And we'll just start with that, actually. And this little foot is what holds that little centerpiece right in the fold of your card. So I'm just going to use, again, a nice strong adhesive. Let's go back to our red liner tacky tape here. And then the fold goes in the fold. You just want that right in the fold of your card, wherever you want your cake to be. And that's the centerpiece that we're going to build our cake on. Now again, we're using a tab and lock system. Anytime I can, I put a tab and lock system in. So there's actually 3 tiers of our cake, so there's 3 sets of tabs and locks. So 1, I'll show you that from that side there. 2, and then the little top as well. We got to make this centerpiece skinny, so that we can slide our tiers of our cake on. So there's 3 tiers of our cake. I'm going to start with the biggest one, and it has folds in it as well, so you just got to find those creases. And there's a crease right down the middle as well. Okay, so we found our first tier is ready to go. It has a slit right in the middle that will fit right over the centerpiece. So I am just going to slide that down onto our centerpiece. And we'll go past the first section, past the second section, past the third section until it stops. Okay, see how it stopped? And now I can just lock it with my first set of tabs. Okay, so now I've locked that into place. All right, and already it's kind of coming together. We just need to get our little pieces there glued down underneath there so that it'll stay in place. So I'm going to go back to my red liner tacky tape, because I really want something strong for this. It's got to fold up and down and up and down. Because believe me, when someone gets a birthday card like this, they play with it. I am going to come in here. I've added adhesive to my outer panel here, and I'm just going to go all the way to the center piece with it and glue it down. Let's see what I've done there? And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, just like you see how this is coming together. So we have our first tier of our cake that's already folding flat. If you needed a sheet cake and you didn't want 3 tiers on it, cut that centerpiece off, add some candles, and you're done. But we want a 3-tier cake, so we're going to lather, rinse, and repeat, I like to say. Now we're going to go to the next one. Okay, so we're just going to go right to the center with our feet of our second tier, press down, if you can see that. So here we have our final tier, and we're doing the exact same thing. Now this guy's easy because he just has to go down past that first section, and then we're going to unfold our tabs, locking it into place. And again, we need a little adhesive out here on the outer panels. Okay, so final tier, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to go up under there and make it match the centerpiece, and then like that we've made our 3-tier cake, and it will fold flat and it will pop up. Okay, but we want to add now We want to decorate it, so we want the sides. Now the sides are not cut by the die because they are just literally strips of paper. So what the instructions are going to do is tell you what size they need to be. Okay, so here's my 3 pieces. 1, 2, 3. And again, you're going to want something strong. I think we're going to go ahead and use glue for this, but usually I would just use my red line or tacky tape, but there's several rotations of peeling that stuff up. So we just need glue on both sides here for our bottom panel, and then we'll just do the same thing for the other 2. And I just like to start, I just go ahead and cover the panel with my strip. You know, at the size that it tells you to make it, it is that size so that it can wrap around the cake and then cover that panel again. So you're just kind of, I'm looking down from the top here and I'm making sure that I'm leaving, you know, enough area to clear the cake on the sides. And see, that's why I got to wait just a second for my glue to adhere. And then I'll come around then and then attach it right back again to the front. Why don't we go ahead and use a little bit of tape for that. And then press together. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm talking about, that if you were making a party favor, notice it doesn't have any creases in it yet. It's not going to have any creases until you fold the card closed. So you could make a 3-dimensional little cake and have that be a party favor or something on a table. So let's see how quickly I can get the rest of this done so we can finish our cake. So there I've added all the paper strips to my cake. And so since I want to fold this one flat for storage, I will go ahead now and fold it, and then it's going to put the creases in the right place. And just like that, we've got our cake. Okay, and then that little half circle at the top that was the only part of your centerpiece that you see is a great place to add your embellishment.